Okay, we're going to be factoring trinomials of the form ax squared plus bx plus c. Now, this a in front of x squared is what makes us different from the last type of factoring that we went over. Last time, all we had to do is choose the two factors of the last term that add up to the middle term. But when you put a number in front of x squared, that changes. You can't do it that way. So the method that we're going to use for factoring trinomials of this form is a trial and error method. And so let's just start with this example. 3x squared plus 11x plus 6. Okay, now still going to factor into two binomials. So we just want to figure out what we could FOIL out that would give us this. So you look at your first term and you figure out what you could multiply together to get the first term. Now to get 3x squared, you could multiply 3x times x. All right, now to get 6, you could either multiply 6 times 1 or 3 times 2. And we know, since this last term is positive, that we're going to have the same signs in the parentheses. So they're either both going to be positive or both going to be negative. And in this case, since we know our middle term is going to have to add up to 11x, a positive 11x, we know that they're all going to be plus signs. Okay, now trial and error is just what it sounds like. We're just going to try something and see if it works. So for our first terms, let's try 3x and x. And for our last terms, let's try 6 and 1. We've already said that they're both plus signs. Okay, now the way you check this is you multiply the outer ones together. 3x times 1 is 3x. You multiply the inner ones together. 6 times x is 6x. And then you add those. And you see if you get the correct middle term. We want 11x. So this did not give us 11x. So we need to try something else. Okay, so I'm going to put my two parentheses again. I'm going to keep trying my 3x and my x. Okay, this time let's try, let's use the 3 and 2 this time. Let's try the 2 here and the 3 here. And we know they're both plus signs. And let's see if that works. So I just this time I used a combination of the 3x and x to get the 3x squared and the 3 and 2 to get the 6. Now multiply your outer ones together and you get 9x. Multiply your inner ones together and you get 2x. And you add those up, and that adds up to 11x, which is what we needed. Okay, so this is the correct answer because it worked. This other one is not. Okay, number 2. We're going to be doing the same thing. 2x squared plus 13x minus 7. Okay, so we'll go ahead and put our two sets of parentheses out here. Okay, let's find our factors. Now to get 2x squared, you're going to have to multiply 2x times x. Now to get a negative 7, it's either going to be negative 7 times 1 or 7 times negative 1. Okay. So let's try the 2x and x to get the 2x squared. And to get 7, we'll try, let's try negative 7 and positive 1. Now to test this, we do the outer and inner, multiply those together, and add them. So the outer would give you 2x, the inner would give you negative 7x, and when you add those together, that adds up to negative 5x. So that does not work. So we need to try something else. Okay, you could try switching the 7 and the 1 around. So we'll do 2x and x here. And this time, let's try the negative 7 over here, and let's try the plus 1 here. See if that makes a difference. So let's multiply the outer ones together. You get negative 14x. Multiply the inner ones together, and you get negative x, or positive x, I'm sorry. And that adds up to negative 13x. So we're really close. We have the right number, but the wrong sign. So if you have the right number but the wrong sign, that just means you need to change your signs in the parentheses, like change the minus to a plus and change the plus to a minus. So that would be 2x minus 1 times x plus 7. Let's double check just to make sure. When you multiply the outer, you get 14x. You multiply the inner, you get negative 1x. And that does add up to 13x. So that's what we need. So this one is the correct answer.